So this is the big one, the final of the Investec World League, hockey's version of the Ashes. It's England against Australia. 24 hours ago, England produced heroics here, not just to beat, but it totally eclipse Argentina here on this same ground. And now they must face Australia, another highly ranked team. England on the verge of a major triumph though here in London. And yesterday they showed no fear, and why would they show any fear tonight? The job of qualifying for the World Cup has already been completed with some aplomb, and they'll need no extra motivation seeing Australia lining up against them. So a huge crowd in again to support this England team, and here come the side, led out by the two match umpires. Flares going off. What a wonderful atmosphere here. It's been like a carnival of hockey all day today under the blue skies. And could we expect another humdinger of a game? Now, before the start of the game here, there's going to be an individual presentation to one of the England squad, Susie Gilbert, who has completed 50 caps in the colours of England, to which you can add another 30 plus representing Great Britain. So that'll be a nice moment for Susie. It was actually a 50th cap yesterday against Argentina. And the flowers are coming out here to be handed over. Nice moment, Mel, for any player.
Yeah, I mean, to represent your country once is an honour, but to do it 50 times is something special. And you know, Susie Gilbert is a very, very talented hockey player with a bright future, and to receive your 50th cap in your home country in front of this crowd is an awesome experience. Sue
Bodicum there, England's president, making the award to Susie Gilbert. And now we'll await the playing of the national anthems. Fans in unison. Beautifully observed, and we're almost ready to get underway here. Australian girls walking down the England line. Two sides, of course, who know each other very well indeed. Over all the battles over all the years, plenty of new faces, particularly in the England camp though here. We'll be feeling the emotions of a final for the very first time. So let's have a look at the team lineups. Jason Lee has had a wonderful tournament as the head coach of this England team, and no surprises in that lineup. Kate Walsh leading, wearing the number 11 shirt there. Lots of the youngsters have really stepped up to the plate though during the course of this tournament. They'll be looking for one more big performance from them today. Plenty of ability there on the bench as well for that man, Jason Lee. What an exciting new career he has now in charge of this England ladies team. Now the Australian squad in their huddle. Another good tournament for the girls in the gold and green. Rachel Lynch has been outstanding in goal. Casey Eastham, very handy forward, captained by number 12 there, Madonna Blythe. Very handy player indeed. And again, a strong bench as well. Head coach Adam Cummins. There he is, underneath the peak cap, alongside Stephen Davis there, two former Australian international players. Now bringing all that international experience to bear as coach and manager of the Hockeyroos. So teams are ready. We're just waiting for the signal to start. There's the band. We'll hear plenty from them, I'm sure, as the game wears on. Bedecked in England team shirts there. That's the men's squad. The umpire on the far side there, Michelle Meister, just adjusting her communication system. And she's partnered by Soledad Iparraguirre from Argentina. Players just waiting for the signal. Australia in the gold and green. England in the red and white. And away we go. Well, great atmosphere, Mel, for this one.
Yeah, it's been building all day, and we've seen some great hockey so far. And for me, I just hope that both teams can play somewhere near the way they did yesterday. Australia, I thought they were brilliant. I think they were clinical in the circle and ruthless at times. And then England, to be honest, absolutely blew me away against Argentina. I thought they defended exceptionally well, and they took their chances at the other end, and deservedly so. Both these teams are in the final.
And surely tonight, with the pressure of World Cup qualification now out of the equation, both sides will put on a real show. Nanscon for Australia. Walsh clears it long. That's a good one as well. Now Madonna Blythe picks up the pass from Flanagan. Kate Walsh picked up yet another award last evening when she was named as the Women's Investex Performance Player of the Year. Here's another accolade for Kate. Now Unsworth coming forward. A little change there of Madonna Blythe. Parker. Craig has a little nibble at the stick. Parker did well. Australia coming forward brightly here down the right-hand side, looking for Nanscon. A great roll goes up because Kate Walsh picks it off her stick. There's Walsh, the Investec Performance Player of the season. The junior version of that award was run by Georgia Twigg, who starts this one on the bench. I'm sure it won't be too long before she's back into the fray, though. Now Townsend, off the hand of Tennille Attard, that's okay. Attard tucks the ball in for a Captain Blythe. Whipped out onto the far side. Ashley Ball monitoring her progress out there. Attard scrapping for the ball. This will be a real test of strength. Duel in the sun. Off the foot there of Blythe. Blythe complaining the ball was played high at her, but I think she was clutching at straws there. this is another big test mill for England's younger players.
It is, but it's almost the pressure's almost off. I think last night they were in the semi-finals. They clearly wanted to make the final, and they were up against the world number 2, and I think 12 or 13 of the Olympians, silver medalists from last summer, were playing. And I for one was questioning how the younger players would get on, and they just seemed to attack that game like they have any other. And this is going to be, I think, a much firmer, harder test, because this Australia team have been together for some time now and have been building up to tournaments like this.
Here goes Flanagan down the left flank, International Young Player of the Year. Outstanding player indeed. Already 90 caps for Australia. She could accumulate many more than that if her career is as long as we all hope it will be. Now half chance here. Well defended by England. Quick runs the ball out of that blue circle. Eastham doing the closing down. Bright start by Australia here. And they too will be feeding off this terrific atmosphere. Johnson. Attard. Unsworth with the interception, the ball going high off a stick, hitting the Australian player, so free hit here for Australia. Jane Claxton has come forward to boss this one, plays it short for Attard. Bone back for Attard again. That looked to be high, the umpire not interested in blowing the decision. In fact, now she has decided she will. So England have a free hit here. Can take the free hit just a little higher up. This was the earlier Australian opportunity here. Eastham not getting a good connection on it, and Sam Quek runs the ball to safety. Webb plays it forward. Quek. Real battle going on there between Ashley Nelson and Sam Quek, but England have come away with it. Play it down towards the corner flag. Quek up in support. Well, we've seen plenty of weather here in London this week, but the best has certainly been saved to last. It's a burning sun, and no, we're not complaining. Jason Lee's view. He's shown himself to be highly delighted with the way his team have gelled for him here. What is there not to like about an inspirational England performance thus far? Free hit here for England. 6 or 7 metres outside that Australian circle. Townsend plays the ball wide. Hammered back in. Goalkeeper taking no chances there with that one. Rachel Lynch has made a couple of outstanding saves in the course of this tournament. Now Australia on the break here. England a little short of numbers at the back. Holly Webb barring the way to goal. Nanscon takes it on. Flanagan joining in the attack down the right-hand side. Sideline ball for Australia. Nelson feeds the ball into the circle. England need to be quick here, there's problems. And Hinch did well, keeping those pads firmly together. Australia with the first real sight there of the England net. That could have been a problem for England.
The England defenders were just caught napping a little bit and on their heels, but I think we're going to be treated to some great goalkeeping today. I think Maddie Hinch and Rachel Lynch in the Australian goal have been two of the most outstanding goalkeepers in this tournament, and they will have pivotal roles to play today.
Nanscon plays the ball back in. England have possession and the free hit. Umpire's whistle almost drowned out by the band. England playing the long pass. Well, she's quick, Ashley Ball, and she's got long legs, but she's not that quick. No chance of catching that one up. And they're just pushing Australia back, though.
Further down, because I have 2-1.
Down in front of our commentary box, Australia have 3 players lined up. The first player to come into the action is Parker. As they attack now on the right-hand side, Parker's in space on the left if they can find her. Here she is, dipping in for the ball. And again, it's Hinch reading the situation well, kicking clear. England perhaps yet to settle into any real rhythm as Australia ask a few questions of their defence. Now Flanagan again. Alex Danson tries to get in Flanagan's face. Blythe escapes, wins the free hit. Flanagan takes it on quickly, good thinking. Kate Walsh very calmly just lays the ball off for Webb. Well, England took on the hosting of this International Hockey Federation tournament very late on when Germany withdrew. Oh my goodness, their confidence in hosting again has been repaid several times over by an outstanding team performance and excellent support from the spectators, the hockey fans as well. All building on London 2012. Was it really a year ago? It still feels like yesterday. Flanagan plays it off Hertz. And this is Ashley Nelson. Claxton feeds it forward again. England given the hurry up at the back. And Webb had a stick held there, so England will have a free hit. What are your thoughts on how the two teams have settled here, Mel?
I think Australia have settled slightly better than England at the moment. They just seem to be working their patterns really well. And I think that's something that they did really well yesterday. It reminded me a little bit of the Australia of old in the 2000s when Rick Charlesworth used to coach them. They played with so much width and height, and they're just determination to run, and they just seem to know without looking where the next pass is going to go. But yeah, I think at this stage Maddie Hinch has had a couple of saves to make, and Rachel Lynch has been the spectator.
Flanagan turns away from 2 potential England tackles and decides to keep possession. Australia have 70% of the possession so far. England are going to need to impact on that statistic if they're going to have a realistic chance of taking this one. No need to panic though. Blythe, for all the possession, Australia haven't carved out too many clear-cut opportunities. There's a raking pass forward, ball goes scampering after it. Sally Walton runs the ball clear. We saw Walton coming off the pitch last night in tears, and it wasn't just the emotion of the moment. Took a nasty knock on the, I think it was the left hand. Some strapping there today, but she's out there playing again. Adam Cummins making a point down there. Webb beaten to the ball. Chance here, Australia, goal for Australia. And it's Ashley Nelson who's got the final touch there. England exposed at the back. The ball was played across. And Nelson was there to force the ball over the line from close range. And Australia have the lead.
Fantastic goal by Australia. This is what they do. They get players high in the circle and just seem to play the ball into space and know where the next pass is going to be, and without doubt they'll always load the 5-6 yard area in and around the goal.
So England behind. Nelson, the goal scorer, popping up the far post and putting the ball into an unguarded net. Just a second goal in the tournament, but it's in the final, and they're always a bit special. Not to mention the fact it's against England. Schultz playing the big aerials. Giselle Ansley looked back then, stricken horror on her face, thinking whether she'd played Australia in again. England need to be careful underneath the high ball, and Schultz throws it very high. Now Walsh. England really yet to link up with their forward line. Walsh and Giselle Ansley getting in a bit of a tangle out there. Back into the circle it goes. Webb defending deep, did well. Schultz, Johnson's in space on the left-hand side. It comes through McMahon. Now she looks further left. Here is Johnson. Ball played into the circle. It was in the air. So was the rebound of the Australian girl's stick. And this time England do get the free hit.
Australia are pressing very much like Argentina did last night. There's only 2 players that aren't in the English half, and it makes it really difficult for England to string any passes together. And I'm sure Jason Lee will be asking his girls to stretch the pitch, take away some players and create some pockets of space for players to lead back into.
Attard, England are going through a sticky patch at the moment. Struggling to get any pattern to their play. Bone goes cross field. Now Flanagan. Flanagan taking a bit of a battering there. Free hit taken quickly by Blythe. Surely is a workaholic, Madonna Blythe. Ball hits Flanagan. England have the free hit. Ansley didn't like the decision there. Turns to glare at the umpire. Only one winner in that little contest there. So free hit Australia. Schultz. Batted away by Sally Walton. Umpire want that taking again. It's an England sideline ball. The ball was clearly out of play, but no attempt to stop the ball there by England. Ansley makes some ground forward. Another tall girl, covering the ground very well. Kate Walsh, big responsibility for her to lift her girls now as they find themselves behind. They're looking to find the sort of form that they showed the other night against Argentina. Indeed, they've shown throughout the tournament here. Keeping possession through Webb. Walsh looks to measure a pass, plays the ball short for Twigg. Off the foot of Nanscon. Now Walton. Mosley given the hurry up there by Smith, but she did well. England a little confused there. They were making some substitutions. Osley thought the sideline ball was going to go in her favour. Running at a rate of knots towards the Australian goal. Walton. Back for Walsh. Now Bray. Ball kicked there by Claire Messon. She's going to need to be careful. The umpire will pick up on that later in the game. I'm sure cards will be shown for that or even less than that. Just denying England a chance to take the free hit quickly. Attard clears the ball in the air. Now Emily Smith for Australia again. One for Hertz to run after. Webb seems to be winning the chase. In fact, the ball wins the chase in the end, and it goes over the baseline. Watched all the way there by Webb, who wouldn't make a very good member of the ball patrol. Kate Walsh about to take the 16-yard when Holly plays it back up to her. 2 balls on the pitch momentarily. No fault associated with the ball patrol. Quick. England trying to use the width down this right-hand side, trying to stretch Australia. Webb. Unsworth. Just moving away from Claxton there. England keeping possession, trying to string a few passes together now. It's an ambitious pass, but a good one. England on the attack here, pushing their way into the circle. There seemed to be a handoff there, but the Argentine umpire signalling that she was less happy with England's contribution to that little move, suggesting it was England holding off the Australian girl rather than the other way around. Nanscon's had a nasty, painful knock on the hand. Play goes on here. This is much better by England, putting the Australian circle under some pressure. You can hear what the crowd think about it all as well. Now Quick. So it's got to scurry here and loses out. Emily Hertz drops it back into the spot now. Nanscon wide on that right-hand side. Sally Walton with her, towering over her. Well-timed challenge there by Walton. Very experienced. Well over 100 caps for England and Great Britain, Sally Walton. Walsh plays the ball onto the Australian foot, picks out Quick. Now Gilbert. Now Walsh. Looking to play Danson in, who's been very quiet so far, not getting the service. Nanscon plays the ball cross-field. This is Smith. Can't get away into the circle this time. Now Claxton trying her luck. Nick White just holding Australia up, doing well there. Neil Attard feeds the ball down towards the baseline again. Australia in that blue shooting circle, looking to pull the ball across, or as a second prize they would have taken an English foot. The umpire signalling a long corner here. Good strong play there by Australia outside the circle. Unsworth runs the ball towards the grandstand. Well, of the two coaches, Mel, I would imagine Adam Cummins will be the happier at the moment.
Yeah, I think his team have played very well and built on yesterday's success. They're playing how we thought they would do, with a lot of width and a lot of height, and it's making life very difficult for the English.
Well, one or two nervous moments in the English defence. Ball comes away from Claxton, but she's adjudged to have fouled Claxton along the way. Just caught the back of her heel. Both players were changing direction. Free hit here for Australia. Johnson will take it. McMahon. Schultz. Blythe keeping possession sensibly here, using Carrie McMahon. Kirsten Johnson. Here's Johnson. Crosses the halfway line. Has a long look towards that English circle and fires one in. Townsend got half a stick on it. Webb's there for England. Good pace about this Australian attack. Not clear, goal for Australia. That's the second. Put away there. I think it's Kelly White's got the final touch. Whipping it in on the reverse stick side. And out of the reach of Maddie Hinch, and Australia 2 goals to the good.
Thoroughly deserved this this lead. I think it's Edwina Bone driving in down the right-hand side very powerfully. And again, skipping the ball into the danger area. We've seen a lot of that this week, and not much that Maddie Hinch could do in the goal there.
Well, England need to take stock of the situation now and dig themselves back into this game. They've got 11 minutes before half-time, so no shortage of time. But they're being pegged back by Australia, and Australia good value for the 2-goal lead. Nicely taken goal there by Kelly White. Well, this a different scenario now for Jason Lee, and perhaps a scenario that will tell him a lot about the team that he now coaches. 2 goals behind on home turf against the old enemy and in the final of a major competition. How will they respond? This is White. On for Ashley Ball. Running the ball over the baseline. Not quite what England needed there. Jason Lee standing impassively on the near the England bench there. No doubt he'll be taking plenty in there. Drilled across. Hinch gets a big right foot to it. Now Flanagan. Schultz.
It's a real contrast in styles at the moment. Australia a build-up play, trying to get into the circle. They're quite happy to keep the ball at the back, waiting for the opportunity, and it just feels at the moment when England get the ball, they're almost trying to get into the Australian circle with 3 or 4 passes, and the connections just aren't there at the moment.
Schultz with another long-range pass, testing the England defence. Holly Webb sticking well to the task there. Walton. Walsh. Twig. Australian girls swarming around Georgia Twig there, not allowing her to settle on the ball and create anything. Well, Adam Cummins ahead of this game was saying that they had a plan for England, and so far this is the plan. It's rolling out very nicely for him. Quick. Flanagan. England just being moved back. Lily Ousley there, just getting a little bit too close to Anna Flanagan. Ball cluttered by Attard, takes the free hit quickly, feeds it to Laura Unsworth. Now Danson. Again, denied the space out there. Danson going hunting for the ball. Game being played at a cracking pace. Australia very happy, playing at a high tempo. And Walton's penalised there, reaching in for the tackle. The umpire said that's a foul inside the 23-metre area and awards Australia the penalty corner. Well, there was an arm out, Mel, but what are your real thoughts on that one?
I think Sally Walton's face says it all. I think, to be honest, yes, her arm was on the back of the Australian player, but I felt she took the ball at the same time. So very fortunate to get a penalty corner for this for South Africa, for Australia. Sorry, but not that I want to see any cards. But if you're going to give a penalty corner for that outside the circle, then should it be a card?
Well, real opportunity here for Australia. England feeling the Australian heat here. It's a great shot, and it's gone straight down the middle. Whether that ball took a deflection, I'm not sure, but Schultz's shot has ended up in the back of the net, and Australia are 3 goals to the good.
Have you seen any danger? No, for me it's not dangerous, but if they want, they cannot refer.
England are going for a video referral here. Kate Walsh is exceedingly good at reading these situations. Let's listen into the question.
Really good because I can't hear.
It can only be about danger.
Sorry, they're asking for an highest or dangerous ball of Australia. So can you have a look on the flick? Okay, so you want me to check if the flick was dangerous?
Well,
yes, okay, I'll check
England suggesting that the flick was dangerous, which suggests to me that they think it's hit the England player along the way, which it seems to have done. It's a question then of height. England might get away with this one. Goalkeeper sent the wrong way by the deflection.
Looks like it's come off. I think it's Ash Ball running as the number 1 runner, and it looks like it's come off her leg. There had to be a reason why Maddie Hinch missed that, because it went in straight down the middle of the goal, and someone of her quality wouldn't usually do that. I think this is the best angle.
Yeah, it seems to have come off quite high. Question now of how close she was.
Is she?
Decision's on the
Yes,
way.
please.
See if we can hear
There
it.
is a clear reason to change your decision. The flick is dangerous for the first runner.
Goal's going to be chalked off here.
So we go ahead with a free hit for England, and they're keeping their reserve? Yes, that's right.
So 3-0 becomes 2-0. Good decision there by the video umpire. Another good call by Kate Walsh, whose reputation as a reader of the game continues to improve. Really good referral up by England, who keep their right to a referral. Walsh now moving higher up the pitch as Jason Lee looks to change things around. So that explains the fact that the goalkeeper seemed to be misjudging that one. She was disappearing off to her left as the ball entered the goal, straight down the middle. Ball just flicking off the defender along the way. Now Messent wide on the left-hand side for Australia. Johnson. It would be really interesting to know, Mel, what the scores of international games would be if there was no video umpire. If goals had been awarded were allowed to stand, would have been disallowed on video referrals. I wonder if anyone's keeping those stats. There'll be someone somewhere. England have conceded another corner here. Some rather lackadaisical defending. Giselle Ansley there, not getting in a particularly low position. Nelson's run, just a little upright.
So I didn't see if she was very close to the floor, but she was standing up, you know? Okay, thank you.
So Australia turning the screw on England here. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Australia 2 goals to the good. They've had one chalked off as well. Might opt to keep this one a little lower, perhaps. Laced adjustment at the top of the circle. Flanagan takes it on. Well charged down by England. Ashley Ball sprinting from the line bravely. Flanagan goes again. England not 5 metres there. Flanagan thought she got away with one there for a moment, but the umpire bringing it back. Now Johnson. Attard. Well, I'm sure England never thought this was going to be a stroll in the park this afternoon, but Australia have come out and they really mean business here. Flanagan Brings the ball out towards the left-hand touchline, then slips over. Townsend replacing Haycroft. Wholesale changes being made by both coaches. Quek back for Webb. Keeps the ball clear of Georgia Nanscon. Flanagan. Blythe. Eastham wide on the left-hand side. Walsh is there, trying to prevent her getting into the circle. Just about doing enough. Wave after wave of Australian attacks though during this first half. England struggling to create very much at all. Now McLeod, she's the sort of player who can turn games. Not this time. Blythe comes away for Australia. Plays a ball behind the England defence, but there's no one there for Australia to pick it up. Less than 3 minutes left in the first half. England would kill for a goal about now. Nanscon on the attack again for Australia. Ball pulled across again. Quek's there for England, but it's come off an Australian foot. Gilbert running with Flanagan. Good contest, that one.
Kate Walsh is going out to play left wing at the moment. They've gone to 3 at the back. England trying to push for 1 goal before half-time.
Well, it makes such a difference. Another missed trap out there by Giselle Ansley. This is Eastham. All played in. Quek's there for England again. Back again. Now Flanagan. Missed trap from her this time, and she can't catch it up either. So Bray sets off for England now. 90 seconds left in this first half. England trailing by 2. Trying to get on the score sheet if they can before the break. Attard will push England back again though here. Every time I look down at the pitch, Kate Walsh seems to be playing in a different position. She's back in central defence again now. We've seen her on the right wing, we've seen her on the left wing, we've seen her in centre midfield, and we've seen her deep at the back. Ansley brings the ball down well. Ball thrown forward. England just looking for the touch which has deserted them largely in this first half here. Webb needed to make that one secure, did well. Gilbert. Well, how like the Australians not to stick to the script here. Leading England, and justifiably leading England by 2-0. Australia just slowing the ball down, well aware where we are in the game, hammering the ball over the baseline, and that will take us through to half-time here. Crowd on the far side gamely clapping, but they've seen the England team really underneath the cosh in that first 35 minutes. Australia have been irresistible in attack and have shown flashes of true genius and athleticism, of course, that almost goes without saying. So plenty of work to do for Jason Lee and the girls at half-time. They won't have given this one up yet, but they need to come out with a totally different mindset in the second half and a game plan to knock this Australian team off the perch they're currently enjoying. So the girls disappearing for their half-time talk, and we're looking forward to what should be a fascinating second half. At half-time here, it's England 0, Australia 2. So half-time here, Australia in command of the situation, leading England by 2-0. Goals, as you can see there, from Ashley Nelson and Kelly White. And Australia, good value for that lead at the break. And England will have to rethink their tactics for the second half if they're going to claim another scalp here in Chiswick in this final. So we've got the highlights of that first half for you. The highlights which I'm sure will greatly feature the girls in the gold and green. Australia really came out with a bit between the teeth and put England under terrible pressure. And that was the first goal, slipped home at the far post by Ashley Nelson after a really good approach play. Nelson couldn't miss from there. Goalkeeper completely out of the picture. Well, it was a torrid first 35 minutes for England. Wave after wave of Australian attacks, and there was the second goal, converted by Kelly White on the reverse stick side. Got enough pace on the shot on the reverse stick side, and almost throwing it into the corner of that England goal for 2-0. Very well taken goal, and England now will look to respond. Could have been worse. Australia had the ball in the net for the England net again, but this one was ruled out because the ball had hit the England defender on the way in high, and Kate Walsh made a good call. So how did that all boil down into the figures? Well, Australia with 15 circle penetrations against England's 2, and enjoyed 66% of the possession. So it's hardly surprising that they are 2 goals to the good at the break here. Now, while you're watching the hockey, if you're adept with your fingers, you can, of course, follow us on the social media, facebook.com/FIH Hockey, for all of the world hockey news. And also you can tweet us at FIH_hockey for all your comments about this or anything else that's on your mind in the world of hockey at the moment. At half-time, we were able to listen to Jason Lee.
Jason, what's happened out there?
We look like we're having the effects of yesterday's game, so we know we're not physically where we want to be and thought this might be a challenge for us, but the good thing is we're still in it. So hopefully there's a few things we might be able to change at half-time that will make us more competitive than we were in the first half, but Australia really have just outrun us, I think.
It looks really difficult to break through their defence at the moment. What's the problem there?
Well, that's what I'm going to try and solve at half-time.
What sort of thing are you going to be saying to them?
A lot of it is about kind of where we're trying to play the ball to and how we try and put sort of triangles of players together, which we've probably been a little bit just one-dimensional at the moment.
So just about broadening out the play now?
Mostly, yeah, and a bit of heart and soul, of course.
Good luck, Jason. Thanks.
Cheers.
So Jason Lee calling for more heart and soul, Mel, and that's got to be key to it, hasn't it, in the second half?
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, of course, the performance last night was outstanding, and people now expect England to deliver at that level all the time. And this Hockey Rouge team has been together for a while now, and they've been building up. And you know, if they keep continuing the form that they're in at the moment, they could be a force to be reckoned with in the World Cup next year. But you know, this England team have got to show some fight now. They're 2-0 down in the final of a home tournament, and they need to put a good show on.
Well, I know that Australia have got Nelson playing for them, but to paraphrase something the Admiral once said, England expects, and let's hope England can deliver. Alex Danson, we only saw flashes of her in the first half, and that's been part of England's problem. They've just not been able to link up with their forward line at all. But Jason will have been going to work on the girls at half-time and trying to change this around. He'll relish the challenge. Can his girls respond here? So the first touch on the ball in the second half will be England's. Now, will Australia think this one's already over? I doubt it, knowing Adam Cummins. Fierce competitor as a player and a very proud coach now of this Hockey Rouge outfit. Still waiting. No one's going to mind in these conditions, just hanging around a couple more seconds. Of course they're not. Enjoying the sunshine and the warmth of the sun. Oh, hit here for Australia, just a couple of metres inside their own half of the field. Now do look out, Mel, and see if you can spot anything that England have significantly changed at half-time in terms of how they're lining up for us here. Route 1 pass played by Australia.
Well, already they're pressing with one high in Alex Danson and then 3 players in behind, so they're trying to put the Australian defenders under a bit more pressure when they're outletting.
Now Walsh. How involved will Kate Walsh have been in the half-time discussions, do you think, Mel? Is she a good talker?
She's a good talker when she needs to be, but I would imagine in such a young team and with a new coach in charge, I would imagine that she would let him do the talking. If anything, the two of them might well have a conversation before you then take it into a team environment, but I think it's important that there really is only one voice at this stage, and then someone like Kate just reiterates the points that Jason Lee's brought out at half-time.
Casey Easton spreading the ball wide on the left-hand side. Messent. Flanagan tidying things up for Australia. Tennille Attard. A tidy start to the half for both camps so far. Now Bone fires it down the reverse stick side, but Kate Walsh will stop those all day if she has to. That's come off the stick of Nanscon. England in possession. Now, I'm sure I'm not alone in hoping that England give this a bit of a go in the second half, but not quite like that. A terrible push in the back there. The umpire may well have clocked that one for future reference. Schultz, Australia really imposed themselves in that first 35 minutes. Really bossing the situation. Very impressive indeed by Adam Cummins' girls. Messent again. Attard rather again. No way through this time, but she's won the free hit. Sets off. Parker winds up on the reverse stick side, and Nanscon making a nuisance of herself. Something that she's very adept at doing. Practical joker of the Australian team. England not seeing the funny side there. Well picked up by Gilbert. Now Danson. Danson coming from a deep position here. Easton reaching over, and no whistle. Madonna Blythe. Oh, it's a lovely take. Taken on the run there by Emily Smith. Now Flanagan. Australia powering down this right-hand side again.
I really think England needs to take note of what Australia are doing. They're moving the ball. The moment they get it, the person on the ball knows exactly what they're going to do with it. And at the moment, when England get the ball, their first instinct is to run. And all Australia are doing is putting numbers around the ball carrier, tackling them, winning the ball back and counter-attacking.
Walsh plays the ball to Bray, but Claxton's there. Well, Claxton's dispossessed by Susanna Townsend. Well, Jason Lee's looking for a response. Looks to me as if England are trying desperately to find one here. England's free hit. Umpires being very generous in not producing the cards. I suspect there won't be too many more fouls like that are not carded. Now Townsend again. Into the circle, goes for the shot, and good effort indeed there by Susanna Townsend. It's worth a try. It was ambitious, but it would have been one hell of a goal if that one had gone in.
She scored a good goal last night, so her confidence is probably very high, and set another one up as well, so happy to take that shot on.
Nanscon running again at the England defence. Nelson in again, slips the ball towards that England goal, and there's some pushing in there, I think, picked up by the umpire. Soledad Iparagira. He's been spotted again here. All a bit untidy. Ashley Ball trying to get the ball out in the open for England here.
I know, but
Now Ansley. Back for Walsh. Walsh given the hurry up there, but got the pass away for Webb. England making a bit of a meal of getting the ball clear here, and Australia can attack them down the left-hand side. And that's the penalty corner. England compounding the problems here by unforced errors. Nice work on the ball from Hertz.
30 seconds left.
So Australia looking to close this one out with a third goal here. You heard Jason Lee saying at half-time he felt that his girls were still in it. I think a third goal might be too much for England to recover from, though.
15.
No
Ladies.
really noticeable change in the pattern of play in the second half. Australia still dominating, both in terms of possession and territory. Now Flanagan takes on the shot. Again, England's defence holding up. The shot comes in now. Good save by Hinch. Smart goalkeeping. Claxton for Australia, but it's Ashley Ball who comes forward for England. There's a stick held along the way. England just losing their way again. Nanscon. Claxton. All the way back for Johnson. Flanagan. White with the block. Sideline ball Australia. Johnson takes it on. Johnson going all the way here, right to the very edge of that England circle. It's an untidy game at the moment at times, Mel, and England I think would like it to be much more open than it is.
Yeah, they were. This is the last penalty corner for Australia. I think they were going for the deflection, the way that Emily Smith threw herself at that ball. I mean, Anna Flanagan normally likes to drag flick the ball high, and she's put it along the floor deliberately. But yeah, England are really struggling to get the ball out the back at the moment. I think the intensity that Australia are playing at is probably the best we've seen in the tournament, and it's just keeps coming and coming, wave after wave.
Deflection, good kick clear by Hinch. McLeod. McLeod turning back, takes the free hit that's on offer. Ansley, firm strike forward looking for Ash Ball. Deflects off Flanagan, England's sideline ball here. Ball takes it on. Ashley Ball with a free hit for England. England down by the Australian corner flag. Ball chopped into the circle. White turns quickly. And Rachel Lynch just lets that one roll harmlessly over the baseline behind her. Rachel Lynch sheltering her eyes against the sun that she's looking straight into down the length of the field. England might sense it might be a good half to throw a few aerials, Mel.
Definitely, Australia did that, a few of those in the first half, so why not?
Well picked. Now Kate Walsh can throw a mean aerial when required to do so, but Walsh.
Defensively,
one that Unsworth's going to have to run after here.
I was going to say, defensively, England have changed their back. Well, they're playing with a 3, maybe 4, but Laura Unsworth's gone to right half, whereas it was Sam Quek in the first half. I just wonder whether they've put another experienced player in the back line just to try and help get the ball out.
They need some experience here. Eastham takes on the shot and finds an England foot, and it's a penalty corner again for Australia.
Are you okay?
Holly Webb, I think, closing down. Takes that flush on the foot.
Painful one there.
If one more, you have 5.
Could have been more painful had it ended up in the back of England net, though. Adam Cummins pacing around.
Just wait until I say play, okay? 15 seconds. 15. Okay, everyone ready? Play.
Australia moving at the top of the circle. There's the shot, blocked again. Ash Ball is turning into a very effective first runner from the line. There's another penalty corner here for Australia. Very quick out there, Mel, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. It's important though, when she's running out, that once she's near the top, she sort of slows herself down in case there's a movement at the top. Depending on which corner routine they decide to run. If they run 2 runners to the top, then one's taking the direct shot and one's taking the slip. But if she runs up there on her own, it's important that she can cover all the options as best as she can.
Out it comes. It's not a tidy one, but it's still there for Australia. Shot comes in, and Maddie Hinch dives away to her right-hand side and pulls off the save. But it's yet another penalty corner, or is it? Kate Walsh asking the questions again here.
It's hit an Australian foot on top of the circle. I think it's the stick stopper. She's mistrapped it, and I think it's landed on her foot, which is what Kate Walsh is asking for. Decision overturned, I think, in the end, in conversation between the 2 umpires. I think Michelle Meister, the German umpire on the far side, has spotted the foot. And
so the umpires have sorted out without recourse to the video umpire. Yes, it was a difficult trap, ball bouncing around there.
Wait. I was going to ask the other umpire. Okay? I say wait.
England with the restart. Still Australia playing the game, the England half of the field. Walton. Danson. Alex Danson just unable so far to get into this game at all, really. Difficult for the front runners, they are so dependent on the service, and England have not been able to offer her any service at all so far to speak of. Australian have worked very hard for this scoreline. Unsworth. Walton. Unsworth. On for Walsh. Now Danson picks the ball up with a back to goal. Gets clear momentarily, wins the free hit for England. McLeod looks to move it quickly for England here. Plays into the circle, chance here! No goal, won't count, no deflection there for England. Sophie Bray must have been very, very close there. Crowd thought it was going to count, Mel. England disappointed.
Yeah, they did. Quick thinking by Hannah McLeod. She's played the ball into the circle, and Sophie Bray's not missed that by much. And half a chance for England there, but the signs are looking a bit more positive at the moment.
Schultz. Well, that's more like it as far as England are concerned. Ball. Unsworth. Deflected by Ashley Ball, but only back into Australian possession. Messent away from Bray. Walsh. Unsworth. Gilbert. Australia's high energy performance causing England all sorts of problems again here. Ball bouncing around, quick tidies it up for England by sweeping the ball out to this near touchline. Australia immediately bringing the ball back in. The intensity, as you say, Mel, quite something to behold here. Really good performance by Australia so far today.
It's just relentless, whether it's in defence or attack. They're playing at such a high pace. It's not giving the English players any chance to think.
Here goes Bone again. England just not able to get any sort of control in this game at all. Outrun, and so far outplayed by Australia.
There's just no stretch in the field. The entire English team is almost in their own half, and it just makes defending so much easier. Setting a press, England are almost setting their own press by bringing all 11 players back into their half.
That hurts. Twig. The whistle's gone in favour of Australia. Schultz, tall blonde defender. Now Bone. Attard on again now for Blythe. Blythe racing towards that England circle. England penalised. Kate Walsh showing her frustration, growing frustration now. Attard again snapping, and they're just not giving England any time to settle on the ball. Now Danson running against Flanagan. Danson needs to take 2 strides for every one of Flanagan to stay level. Now Walsh. Well played, Sam Quek. Gilbert. Attard with a little handoff there. Kate Walsh in an urgent debate with Soledad Parraguera, the Argentine umpire. I think the pressure getting to even Kate Walsh here, it's been quite intense. By far Australia's best performance of the tournament. Now England coming, looking for something out of this game.
I think Kate Walsh is making the point that Australia are breaking the play down.
Well, they've been breaking it down all the way through the game. That's what I was, the point I was making when England wanting a more open game. Australia have been breaking it down, and the cards haven't come. I think had the cards come out, it might have given England a little bit more protection in that area. And now I think we're going to see a card, and England will say rather belatedly, I think. England carrying the ball strongly through Gilbert there. Now Danson. England just trying to lift themselves in the tempo. Danson. Intercepted by Eastham, and she's away here. And steaming down the centre of the field is Georgie Parker. Here is Parker into the blue. Well defended by England. Flanagan. Bones available on this right-hand side if she's required, and she is.
At some point, I really feel England need to go for this. We've got just under 15 minutes to go, and they're allowing the 3 or 4 Australian defenders to have time at the back, and they're picking their passes. And at the end of the day, England need to score 2 goals to get themselves back in this game, so they might as well try and push forwards and push the Australian defence back at the same time.
Well, let's be honest, it's going to take something quite extraordinary for England to get back with the way Australia have been playing in the first half and again in these early stages of the second half. But they've got to give it a go. They owe it to themselves and to the crowd here to give it their very best shot. Otherwise they'll return to the team hotel tonight with regrets. Georgie Twigg, the latest player to pick up a card. This was the earlier foul by Nanscorn in on Walsh, and immediately setting off to the sin bin. There's Georgie Twigg. Investec Young Performance Player of the Year. Now Parker again. Plays the ball past Walsh, goes after it. Hinch comes out to help Kate Walsh out of a sticky patch. Chance here, goal for Australia, and with it surely the game. Fired home again. Kate Walsh goes across the umpire. What has she seen this time?
Stick tackle.
Stick tackle she's asking for.
Doreen, can you hear me? Yep. Okay.
Well, there's quite a run of these with England appealing.
She's appealing back of the stick, not the stick tackle. So she's saying the ball's hit the back of the Australian stick in the circle.
Well, let's see if we've got a good view on this one.
The other player who passed the ball before. They are on the back of the stick. Can you take this? Did you understand? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the question. Did it come off the back of an Australian stick? Mel and I are both poring over these pictures as well. That was the moment, wasn't it?
Yeah. So she's gone to tackle Kate Walsh. The angle of her stick would suggest that it has come off the back. Good call again, Kate Walsh. In my opinion, we'll wait for the video umpire to give us her opinion.
And ball just squeezed into the turf and up and over the goalkeeper. The action that matters was before that. Here she goes. Kate Walsh certainly had a close view of it. Immediately a hand goes up. Well, it does seem to come off the back of the black stick, which is Parker's stick.
Yes, tell me.
There is indeed a back of the stick from the Australian player when she took the ball from the English one, so it should be a free.
Well, another wonderful get-out-of-jail card played there by Kate Walsh.
Okay, free hit from the defender, okay?
Yeah, and England keeps the referral.
So we keep rehearsing putting a third goal for Australia up and having to take it down again. Decision's now going to be handed down to the Australians.
The Australian player who make a tackle and play the ball there before the ball was scored was to the back of the stick. So must be the umpire, okay? Very clear.
Tini Letard takes that one on the chin. And England escape again. Well done, Kate Walsh. Perhaps one day a career as a video umpire might beckon, but not just yet, I suspect. Given her closeness to the action there, she wouldn't have had very much perspective on it, but she was well aware.
It was immediate reaction, wasn't it? The moment the ball was in the back of the net, almost as she was being tackled, she was appealing
Now, which team will raise their game after that? Will it be Australia, feeling that life isn't particularly fair to them, or will it be England, feeling that someone up above, not just the video umpire, is looking after them? Stadium clock shows we have 12.5 minutes left here. England still trailing by 2. And England have been unable to change the flow of this game. It's been just wave after wave of Australian attacks, almost from the first whistle. England just living off scraps. No consistent pressure on the Australian circle. England have got a player down. Hannah McLeod in trouble across there. Not sure what's happened here, Mel.
Yes.
Wondering if something's happened to it. It was a 50-50 physical challenge which went Hannah McLeod's way, and I'm just wondering whether something's happened to her back, maybe.
Little collision there, didn't seem to be very much. Still moving okay, and then she goes down. Clash there with Jane Claxton. Awkward twist, maybe. Oh, it's a strange one. Hannah McLeod is as tough as nails. And she's being helped across the bench. And the nature of the injury remains something of a mystery to us here. A bit more work for England's hard-working team of physiotherapists, and another problem for Jason Lee to cope with. Well, hopefully Hannah will be okay. She's certainly in good hands as she goes to the England bench. England will have to reshuffle their pack, and McLeod just the sort of warrior you want out there on the pitch, really. Schultz for Bone. Schultz again. Clock going far too quickly as far as England and their fans are concerned. Unsworth picks up the ball, and another clattering from Claxton. Now Haycroft, missed trap, ball out of play.
Can't help thinking that England right now are probably missing someone like Helen Richardson, who's sat in the studio watching this. She is one of those warriors, the one that would probably play in midfield in a game like today, and too much of the responsibility is on Kate Walsh, I think, today to try and drive the team forwards, and someone like Helen would be doing exactly the same thing, and on the ball as well as vocally.
Australia coming in, and there's a fourth one. And England's defence going walkabout at the back. Emily Smith with the fourth one there for Australia. Or 3-0 rather, I should say. 3-0 there for Australia. Getting too far ahead of myself, forgot the one we had chalked off. Nicely taken, tucked away. Goalkeeper came out, but clinical finish. And tucked nicely away beyond the goalkeeper for a third Australia. And this one will stick this time, Mel.
Yeah, it will, and it's a third goal that they thoroughly deserve, to be honest. They've been knocking on the door for a while, and I think England will be disappointed with the way that they defended that, but clinical finish by Smith.
Well, England's performance today doesn't measure up to the one we saw from yesterday, but you've got to look at their opponents for the reason why Australia have come out, have totally dominated proceedings from first to last, and good value for that lead, and England perhaps fortunate that it's not more. Although still 9.5 minutes remaining. No way back now, surely, for Jason Lee's girls. Australia pretty much done and dusted here. But I suspect they won't take the foot off the throat just yet. Schultz, Flanagan. Walsh. Brings the ball forward, Danson. Danson again, back to the halfway line. Quek. Australia still moving around as if they were fresh as daisies down there. Blythe. Well, this is a mightily impressive performance by Australia today. Too good for England's young squad. There's been a disconnect between England's midfield and defence and the forward line. The forwards have had no service at all. Unsworth picks up a loose ball now. Danson. Listen to the crowd, a real favourite of theirs out there, running strongly with the ball, but Australia get numbers back in time. Free hit wants to be moved 5 or 6 metres to the right. Ansley plays the ball crossfield now for Holly-Webb. Holly-Webb winds one up. No one's going to read that. Webb hammering the ball towards the Australian circle, but England unable to get a touch on it. Quek impeded there surely by Hurts. Quek gets the free hit and Hurts gets the green card.
Simple decision for the umpire there. Easier stick tackle.
I thought so. Now Walsh again. Normally in a game like this, Mel, there's a period where you do get some possession, you can apply some pressure. It's hard to think of any time today when England have really enjoyed consistent pressure on the Australian circle. It just hasn't happened, has it?
It hasn't, no. They maybe put 2-3 passes together, but that's been it. But I think we could sit and criticise England perhaps, but I think, to be honest, Australia have just been outstanding.
Well, they continue to be outstanding because here they come again through Nanscon. Attard there ahead of Walton. Now Blythe. Blocked at the top of the England circle, and England come away with it. Flanagan scrabbling for the ball, still fighting for everything, Australia. Not allowing England any sort of consolation. Now Danson can chase for this one though. Lynch did ever so well. Quickly off a line, read it very well. She's been a virtual spectator throughout the game. 6 minutes left here. Twigg sets off. Now Osley. Let's come off a foot inside the circle. Australia saying it was outside, and now it's their turn to ask for the video referral.
Have you seen the foot inside?
Well, this should be quite a quick one to decide. Black and white question, inside or outside? When I say black and white, I really mean blue and white, of course. Here comes the question.
Green?
Yes.
Australia's asking for the foot outside, not inside. And in addition, it was lifted. So dangerous play, okay? Have a look on that, please.
Can you repeat the second question, please?
So first, if the foot was inside or outside, and if it was lifted, a high ball.
A dangerous ball.
So
Yep.
Michelle Meister, the German
check
umpire,
for the place
phoning
of
a
the foot and
friend.
if there is a dangerous ball.
And the friend is the Belgian umpire. Will be looking at this one, poring over the pictures that we're seeing now as well, Mel.
I think the foot is outside the circle, but where she thinks it's lifted and dangerous, I have no idea.
This will give us the inside-outside question. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Marginal, but very critical. But as you say, where the lift is, goodness only knows. Vivid imagination.
That's the beauty of it being a blue D and a green pitch.
Yes, please.
I can't see any dangerous ball, but the foot is outside the D.
Okay, so we have a free hit for England.
For
outside of
England,
that.
and Australia keeps the referral.
So Australia asked 2 questions there. One was right, one was wrong. So they lose half the referral, do they? 2 bites of the cherry there.
Very good.
So Danson
Wait.
with the free hit here. England, of course, would have much preferred the penalty corner. It wasn't there for them, though. Walsh trying again. Dispossessed by Georgie Parker, but Parker is now penalised inside the 23, which means Walsh can't play it directly into the Australian circle. Ball played fiercely into the circle. England showing some urgency that would have been merited a little earlier
There's
in the
a lot
game.
of pushing in
when
my
the game was
D,
still in the
so
balance.
please can you have an eye on
The
that?
third goal, I think, is the
There
one
is
that's
a lot of
really killed off
pushing
any
in my
possible
D.
hopes.
So please can you also have an eye on that?
Sally Walton taking that ball high. Easter moving forwards, slipping the pass. This is Parker. And Australia still looking exceedingly dangerous.
There's pushing in my D, so
We're into the last 5 minutes now. This is Parker's last effort.
are you going out?
Australia have picked up an
Are you going out?
injury here.
Okay.
And it's Casey Easton who seems to have pulled up short here. Looks in a lot of trouble. What might that be, do you think, Mel?
It could potentially be a muscle injury. I mean, the way they've played the last 2 games, she's been contributing to the intensity of that game. I didn't see anything whilst the game was going on.
Well, they've played this game at such a pace. I'm surprised there aren't more players suffering from cramp. About 4.5 minutes. Oh, it's a shocker. Terrible one. Flanagan immediately going across to see how Gilbert is here. I think sore is the answer. England medics surrounding Gilbert. Straight off the stick of Flanagan. Nasty one. This might take a minute or 2 to sort out. Let's watch this one again. Not for the faint-hearted. Might have caught a round about the clavicle. That's the collarbone to you, Mel. Very painful. Well, let's hope she's okay.
There'll be a shock factor in there as well, I think.
There will indeed.
Another one
Pretty
in
close
already
to your throat.
for- from England.
She'll be pleased it's not the throat or the face, indeed. That was a nasty one.
Anna Flanagan's, I think, is waiting
you.
just to check that Susie Gilbert is okay.
Just want to ask if she
Well, it's not a nice one to receive, and you wouldn't want to be responsible for a player getting a nasty
Okay.
accident like that. And
Just want to ask how to do it,
well, I'm sure Anna Flanagan is a
even when it's obvious.
great sport. Gilbert's coming off. I think the apology will have to wait until later.
Okay, 11. Wait.
England with a free hit, but without Gilbert. Now Bray. Danson. And England have won a penalty corner here. Australia looking a little bit rugged at the back, suggesting now they might want to go for yet another video referral.
Talk to her. Talk to her. No, talk to her.
Well, the video umpire is
No.
almost the busiest person in the stadium here.
She is. I mean, it was a great steal by Susanna Townsend. I
it
wish
was
England had done
clearly
this a little bit more,
Deliberately over the
putting
back
pressure
line,
higher up the
check
pitch. But
you.
I mean this in a nice way. I just think it's a case of
But
McMahon,
if you
who is a
don't
big,
have a
strong
penalty,
defender,
I
and
think so.
Alex Danson, who
Who isn't?
And I think it's just a clash. And I think I'm not convinced that this is a corner myself.
Spoken with some feeling there, Mel.
Sorry? Yes. I gave the penalty corner for deliberately playing over the back line. So please, can you have a look if it was just a clean tackle or a long corner?
Okay, so you want me to check if he's playing the ball over the back line was deliberate or not?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Well, if I've heard this correctly, Australia's saying the ball had gone over the back line. Here's Danson. No worries there.
I think it's a clean tackle. To be honest, Alex Danson's reaction says it all for me. She's chasing after the ball to take it for a long corner.
Yep.
The player is playing the ball in a tackle, so just a long corner.
Okay, long corner, they're keeping the referral.
Yeah, that's right.
So the short corner has been lengthened to a long one. Australia keep their referral, and they'll be very happy about that. I've lost count of the number of video referrals that the sides have used today, but they have used them wisely. Decisions have been changed. Walsh responsible for a few of those. Plays the ball towards the Australian circle.
Everyone fight, stop the ball! Stop it!
Attard looks up. Nanscon gives chase here. Nanscon against Webb, and Nanscon winning the race. Back from McMahon. Still 2.5 minutes left in this one, but Australia have done more than enough to win this. They've been on fine form from first to last, and they're still running even now.
England are going with a kicking back.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
They've been trying to make this, I think, for the last at least 90 seconds, if not 2 minutes.
Well, it's surely the last throw of the dice, but far too late. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Kicking back comes on. Maddie Hinch, who's had a tournament to remember, but perhaps won't look back on this one with any great fondness. So England trying everything left at their disposal. But they need 3 to take us to a shootout. And I wouldn't hold your breath. Good and complicated play there by Madonna Blythe.
Okay, no more.
Just pushing England back, increasing the hurt on them. Danson. Seemed to come off Australian foot. Surely that came off the foot of White. The whistle's now blown. Walton. Walsh. Now Webb are kicking back with that orange bib. She hasn't become a car park attendant, don't worry. White surging forward, trying to find a way into that Australian circle. .90 seconds left. Ball drilled in towards Australia's near post there and just shepherded out of play. Webb again. Attard takes the ball in the foot, doesn't flinch at all. Ball played back into the circle. Danson throwing herself at it. Australia get it clear. And Parker there with a rather wild clearance, but she was having a stick taken at the same time. In fact, it was Kelly White rather than Parker. Flanagan feeds the ball forward for Australia with the aerial. Walton away from White. Now Walsh, all the W's at the moment. The England band showing its defiance over there in the corner, but even the most ardent of England fans would have to say they've been well beaten today by a rampant Australian outfit. Last few seconds in this Investec World League final. Australia's excellent captain, Madonna Blythe, plays the ball out to that left-hand side for pretty much a final time. Hooter will sound any second now. Australia will celebrate and they've beaten England here, and they've beaten them convincingly by 3-0. And immediately Flanagan's made her way across to the England bench to check on how Gilbert is, and that's good sportsmanship, Mel.
No, it is. You could see the moment that it happened that she was concerned for Susie Gilbert, and it's great to see. You know, you've been out on the pitch battling against each other, and the sportsmanship is still there. But Australia have been outstanding today, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more of them, certainly in semi-finals of world competitions to come.
Well, Adam Cummins' girls there, thoroughly good value for a convincing victory. They've beaten England by 3-0. So all smiles down there on the camp. England, congratulations offered to their opponents. Australia come out on top. So let's look back on the highlights. Australia on the attack almost from the first whistle. That was the opening goal scored there by Ashley Nelson in space at the far post. The ball was worked across the England goal to her, and pulling the trigger for one of the simplest goals in her playing career. That was the lead. Wave after wave of Australian attacks. The second one wasn't far behind. Kelly White getting good connection on the ball and putting that one away on the reverse stick side. Did well there. Ball bouncing onto the reverse stick side and finding a hole in the England defence. That was 2-0. Australia kept going forwards. And that was the third after a couple have been chalked off as well. Very nicely taken. Ball played into the gap, and England's goalkeeper diving out but unable to stop the ball going into a goal. So Australia really on fire here. So Australia's circle penetrations topping it out there at 24 against England, a meagre 6. 63% of possession, a fair testimony to Australia's domination of this one. Australia won 5 penalty corners, England unable to gather a single one of their own today. Now down at pitch side, Sarah's talking with Australia's coach, Adam Cummins.
Adam, your reaction, you've won round 3 of the World League. How does it feel?
It's fantastic. Our team's worked really hard, and all credit goes to the girls. They've really put a huge effort in the preparation for this tournament. We knew it would be difficult, and we've came here well prepared and got the gold medal, which is great.
You were absolutely relentless out there. Was that always part of the plan?
It was, yeah. Look, we play a really uncompromising style of hockey. We look to be pressing out, putting the opposition under pressure, forcing them into errors, and then capitalising on the chances that we create, and I thought we did it quite well today.
And your defensive line as well, it was almost impenetrable, wasn't it?
We have some really good athletes in the back. They're big, strong girls, and on top of that, they're quite fast and agile, and it makes it really difficult for the opposition, and we're really pleased. Most of these girls in the back are eligible for Junior World Cup, and it's going to be great to see some of those junior players coming through.
Well, congratulations, great result.
Thanks.
So Adam Cummins, a very proud coach of this Australian team, and his girls have done everything they could possibly have wanted of them today. Far too much determination, far too much skill as well. The only downside for Adam Cummins is the injury picked up towards the end of the game by Eastham, who may well have done a hamstring there, we think. So a painful end for her, but it's a joyous Australian camp here in West London.